Hey guys, it's Chris. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so this is going to be a rant video. I know you guys love my rant videos. I know you do. Like I don't rant in every video, right? I always have some sort of rant going on. Okay, I don't even really know how to start this. I've posted a couple videos on vendor customer responsibility in the wax community. And let me move this for a second. I just want to say, for the most part, I am friendly with every single vendor that I have purchased from. Majority of them are absolutely amazing, go above and beyond as far as customer service is concerned. Have no issues with whatsoever. And there's been a few here and there where I have felt the customer service has been lacking, for a better word. Now, I'm not quite sure how to even word this. And all my vendors know that that's how I am. You guys know that I'm honest, 100%. I'm never rude. I'm honest. I want to preface this by saying that, for example, when I do my do's and duds videos, okay, not every scent that I melt from a vendor is going to be a do. I mean, that's just obvious. And I think most vendors know that. Just because I have vendors that I absolutely love and swear by. I mean, if anybody comes to me, absolutely buy from them. You won't be disappointed. Who have had duds in my do's and duds videos. It just, whatever the reason, maybe the scent wasn't for me, maybe it just didn't live up to my expectations. And I think what people need to understand is I do vendor testing. So there's a difference between when I do a do's and duds video. Oops, sorry, my TV just went on for some reason. Hold on. Hold, please. Okay, I had to mute that. I had something on pause. I'm not used to this whole DVR pause thing. I don't know. So when I do a do's and duds video, it's not a professional review. Okay? Vendors will send me wax to do a professional review. They take me weeks to complete. You guys have seen my testing. If you guys have been subscribed to me for a while, if you haven't, go check it out. You'll see my how I test video, and you will see how in-depth I am and how thorough I am. I own, I think, like 10 warmers, anywhere from 14 watts up to 24 watts, and everything in between. And when I do a professional review, the only people who get the results of that review is the vendor. That's it. You guys, I have those on my channel, but they're unlisted. Nobody else gets that link. That link is specifically for the vendor. I send them my tester sheets, and I also send them a video because it explains a little more of my chip and scratch and my little notes all over the place. Okay, that's a professional review. When I do my wax do's and duds, like I said, for example, you guys know I've posted like 10 million videos on sapotherapy, right? I may melt something from sapotherapy, so she's definitely somebody that if someone came to me and said, hey, I was thinking about ordering from sapotherapy, I'd be like, get on it, do it. Amazing. Like, I will pay you money if you don't, if you honestly don't like their scent, her wax or her bath products, whatever. I mean, that's a vendor I stand by. Waxy Lady is another vendor I stand by. I mean, it's just there's certain vendors, and there's a whole list of them, Julia from Ethereal Glow, and all that other stuff. There's so many other ones that I have because people are always like, oh, what's your top three? I'm like, you know what? It's hard because there's so many. And I'm going off on a tangent here, but I want you guys to understand. So when I do my do's and duds video, the dud is that individual tart. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily the vendor in general. I can melt a sapotherapy, and I have melted a sapotherapy before, that was not up to my standards. Now, these are my standards. You know, if I put in a melt and it throws for 2 hours, to me that's not acceptable. That's all there is. It's just not. It's not. That would be considered a dud. I know a lot of people use tea light warmers, and tea lights usually only last about 4 hours. So once that's done, they pour the wax out and they put in something different because they like to just switch it up. That's what they like. So 4 hours to a lot of people is acceptable. To me, it's okay, but I really want the bang for my buck. I mean, not every vendor is going to throw for 12 hours. Not every vendor is going to throw for days. Not every vendor, so you're going to be able to turn off and turn back on, and you're going to pick right up where you left off. Like if it was going strong and you turn it off and turn it back on, some vendors, it'll pick right back up at strong, which to me is amazing. Love it. Others, you turn it off and you end it on strong and you turn it back on the next day and it's dropped down to light. Do I like that? No. I mean, especially if I've only melted it for, like, say I start a tart at, 11 o'clock in the evening, and 2 hours later I have to go to bed, and so I turn it off. I really would like to be able to turn it back on and continue to enjoy that. So, if I turn it back on next day and it's dropped down to light, I kind of feel like, oh, I kind of wasted a wax there. Like, what's the deal? Kind of thing. I don't claim to be a candle maker in any way, shape, or form. I do have some knowledge, but that doesn't make me a candle maker. Okay? It's very scientific. The majority of the vendors that I've tested for have been very, very appreciative with my input. I've worked with a lot of vendors from their opening to, on, and it's been, not so good. Okay, a little better. Oh my God, you got it. Like, and that makes me so happy. I mean, that's kind of my purpose. That's what I really love. I want vendors to succeed. I don't want to come on and bash anybody. Like, I don't bash. I just don't. That's not what I do. I'm honest, but I don't bash. That's not my purpose. So, that being said, if I have an experience with a vendor, and for example, there's a couple rolling around in my head, and I'm not specifically saying the vendor per se. It's just a couple experiences I've had. I don't even remember the vendor, but say, like, I don't know, I buy a box of wax or something, and I get it home and I let it cure or whatever, and then I melt it, and it's not really what I was expecting. Like, everybody's raving, and I'm going, are they melting when I'm melting? Like, I don't really get it. Okay, so I'll, melt it in a different melter, that kind of thing. So, I will politely contact, I'm a consumer also. So I will politely contact the vendor, and I will say, hey, listen, this is the experience I'm having. What do you think the problem could be? I have had vendors say, you're full of crap. I mean, basically, that's what they've, in not so many words, they've told me. It's me, and I'm full of crap. And I'm like, okay. Like, I'm asking politely, how do I change this? Can you help me? I have wax here. I like to enjoy it. And they're saying, there's nothing wrong with our wax. Everybody loves it. You're the first one to complain. I love that one. You're the first one to complain. Okay, you've been in business how many years? And I'm the first one to complain? Well, if I am, then I want to medal because I find that very hard to believe. But, okay, whatever. Um, I don't care if I'm the first one to complain or the 101st one to complain. If there's an issue, I'd like to resolve it. And I'm not asking for money, you guys. This is what you guys need to understand. I never, I have PayPal disputed someone once. Once. And you guys who know me and know my wax addiction and know how much wax I own, okay, and how much money I have spent on wax, I have only PayPal disputed somebody once. And that was because there was absolutely no contact. There was absolutely no throw, no cold throw. A whole large flat rate box. I'm not rich like all you guys too. You know what I mean? We all have other things we could spend our money on. So when we purchase something, we would like it resolved. If you purchase a car, okay, for example, and you drive it out of the lot, and halfway down the street it starts banging, or what something. Well, aren't you gonna turn around and go back to the dealership and say, "Hey, what's going on?" Right? And hopefully resolve the issue. Well, why wouldn't you do that with wax? Why wouldn't you do that with something else that you purchase? Okay? So my point is that when customers, I guess it's more for vendors, and like I said, I'm not, there's been a few, so I'm not, singling anybody out. And I'm not lumping all the vendors together. It's like when customers have a complaint, the best thing to do is stay in contact, try to your best to resolve the situation, and then you won't have those PayPal disputes. You know what I'm saying? There are vendors that I know that have, I've gone to and they've said, "Chris, you know what? Chuck it and I'll make you a whole new batch." And I'm like, I'm not, that's not what I'm asking. There's only half of the box that just, it's just wrong cup, say, or something, or wrong bags, or whatever. It's like, I don't want you, no, I don't want you to do the whole, order over again. And they're like, no, 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 no. Like, just, no. Like, whatever. They refuse. Like, to me, that's amazing customer service. Now, I know the little shops, well, I shouldn't say that because some of the little shops that I'm speaking of have done this, and I find it amazing. One way or the other, for the most part, vendors make it up to me. And as they think they should, not just to me, they should to anybody. That's how you grow your business. That's how you live and you learn. That's how vendors are human beings like everybody else, and they make mistakes. Mistakes happen. Orders get messed up. Some things get poured in wrong cups. Some things, some batches just aren't, on cold smell amazing, and on warm, by the time the customer gets it, it's nothing. They're just duds. It happens. But there's two different scenarios here. There's the vendor that is like, wow, okay, that's fine. I will absolutely remedy that. Would you like a refund? Would you like, me to make you, more wax or whatever? And then there's the vendors, like I said, who say to you, basically, you're full of crap. There's nothing wrong with my wax. When I'm going, my whole household has smelled this, and it smells like caca. Or my whole household has failed to smell this because there's absolutely no throw. I ask everybody, as you guys know, I'm a little, wax Nazi as far as when people walk through the door, do you smell this? Do you smell it? Do you smell it? Like, you know what I mean? It's not even like, hey, how you doing? It's, can you smell can you smell this? And they're kind of like, well, gee, thanks. Let me get through the door, Crash, like, so, but like I said, I'm not asking for money, and I never do, unless it's an extreme situation, which I had that one vendor that was, and you guys may have seen that It was a buyer beware video. You guys may have seen that. There was a lot of issues. I did end up getting a refund. In fact, I don't think I even asked for a full refund. I just asked for like a partial refund, and she gave it to me. But that was months, guys, months and months and months and months of asking or tagging the person or private messaging the person, and no matter what I did, no response. Messages were read, no response. That's what drives people crazy. Number one. And then you have, like I said, the vendors that tell you you're full of caca. Oh, we even do wholesale. We're even a wholesale company, and you're the first person ever to complain. Really? Okay. And with that particular vendor, I said, I will send this wax back to you. Could you please make me something in a different scent? This scent is just gross. Like, it's just not, there's something wrong with it. It's just not, and they've refused. And they're like, okay, we'll credit you $3, and the next time you purchase with us. Okay, well, what you don't get is, with that kind of customer service, I'm not going to purchase with you again. It's not going to happen. So, I have my little notebook. Nope. Do not purchase from. Not purchase from again. I've had vendors tell me that when I contacted them, saying, like, I'll be melting something, I don't know. Normally with me, and I will admit, normally with me, I melt stuff like 2 ounces at a time. Like a 2 ounce sun shot, I'll plop in the whole sun shot. I've told vendors, you're melting it wrong. Oh, now there's a way to melt it? Okay. Yeah, you're using way too much. Okay, so if I get a bag of 6 little flowers, per se, or whatever, or hearts, or whatever, or stars, okay? And I'm thinking like quarter size, okay? Now, and I put that in my big bold warmer. Now, the general rule is you need, I believe it's a quarter of a half an inch, or I'm so upset right now. I'm sorry, you guys. It's either a quarter of an inch or half an inch of a wax pool. Okay, so if you guys have the small bold warmers, and they're about yay big, that's great. One of those little flowers or stars or whatever may work great for you. Okay, but if you have a warmer like I do that's yay big, that's not going to give a big enough wax pool for anything to throw. So when a vendor tells me you're doing it wrong, you're using too much wax, because I used 2 little quarter size things as opposed to 1 little quarter size thing in my big bowl. And that's their answer to me. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you, but that makes me a little leery. Will I order from you again? Probably not. Hey, if I go back and I throw in that quarter size that you told me to, and in my big bold warmer, and it throws amazing, I'll eat my words. I'll be the first one to tell you I was wrong. But to me, that's just not really great customer service. It's not you, and a lot of times it's not so much about what you say to a customer, it's the delivery. It's how it's said. It's the delivery. Like, don't talk down to me and try to make me feel like a dum-dum, because I'm not a dum-dum at all. I'm not a newbie. I'm not, and even the newbies, I'm not saying anything bad about the newbies, but, that could pass with someone who's never melted wax before. But for someone who's been melting, a year and a half now, that's that doesn't fly with me. I'm sorry. The vendor that has every excuse in the book, you know. Oh yeah, I didn't add enough fragrance oil to that batch. Or yeah, you got a bad batch. Okay, and then that's it. That's it. That's my answer. You know. Okay. The next step is, well, what are you gonna do about it? I mean, same thing with the car. If Joe drives off in the same car that I drive off in, and Joe speeds off, and Joe doesn't have an issue, good for Joe. I'm happy for Joe. He paid the same amount that I did on my car, and has no issues. I'm happy for Joe. That's awesome. I have issues. I paid the same amount as Joe did, so why is my issue any less important than Joe's non-issue? I mean, I just don't get it. Okay. The third thing is, or fourth or fifth, I don't even know which I'm on yet, is, like I said, in the do's and don'ts videos, okay, just because I may say a certain vendor scent, that, it's what I've melted, and there's a lot of times I have mostly do's, and then there's a lot of times that I have mostly duds, and sometimes it's half and half, and sometimes, I've never had all do's or all duds, but, I don't have vendors coming out of the woodwork going, most vendors, I'm going to say, like, say, I'll just, again, use sapotherapy as a thing. I know I may watches my videos. I know, she's not messaging me going, oh my God, what the hell's the problem? You didn't like my wax? Oh my God, you called it a dud? Like, how dare you? What's your issue? No, 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 no. Like, okay? That's going to make me rethink, if that was happening, that's going to make me rethink purchasing again. That is the main point of the video, okay? Whether you watch a YouTube video or you, for example, this is a really good example I can use, and I'm going to name a name, Heather Streetman from Streetman Samples. I ordered two of her, well, actually, I shouldn't say I ordered two of her samplers. I ordered I ordered two of her samplers. I ordered one sampler, and it was during the holidays, which the holidays are almost over. Hallelujah for me, because I don't do holiday scents. I'm not a holiday person. I'm not a pumpkin person. I'm not a mint person. I'm not a, apple person. I'm not, anything that the holiday is about, I'm not, like, scent-wise. So I'm not a pine person. Anyway, so, and obviously that's what people are selling during the holidays. So I tend to order less during the holidays. I tend to do maybe order more D-stashes or something where I know it's not going to be all pumpkin or all apple or whatever. But I wanted to try a Streetman sampler. I had never had one before, but never got my hands on one. Ordered one. And I did a video on it. And, she watches my channel too. And she messaged me. She's like, I'm so sorry, Chris, that, like, so many of them you didn't like. And I'm like, you know what? I knew what I was ordering. Like, it was a sampler, so you don't know the exact scent, but I knew it was a holiday sampler, so I take the ones that I like, and I'm happy with them, and the ones that I don't like, I pay it forward and pass them on. It's not a big deal. The second time I ordered, I think it was through the Wax Addicts Club, and I guess what it was, I thought it was a second sampler, but I guess, so I'm thinking, oh, the holidays are over. You already did a holiday sampler, so I'm straight. That was my confusion. No, I guess what it was a combination of, like, November and December. Well, okay, so November is all your pumpkins and apples and whatever November scents, and December's are all your mints and all this stuff. So the second one I got was a lot of no's for me. Like, no, this isn't for me. Nope, this isn't for me. Nope, this isn't for me. So again, she's like, I'm so sorry. She's like, but this is the deal. And I posted it in the Streetman's group, the video. And she's like, oh, and she set me straight. She was like, oh, Chris, well, this is what, the first one, you're correct. It was, the holiday and a lot of the stuff you didn't like. That's okay. I mean, like I said, I knew ordering that it was a holiday sampler. But she set me straight about the second one. She's like, oh, the second one was actually a combination of November and December. That was kind of just a little thing that I was doing at the Wax Addicts, thing, and one of them might have been a winning of some sort. Or maybe she was just offering up some, a bunch of them or something like that. And I said, oh yeah, me, thinking, dodo me, thinking, oh, okay, it's not the holiday sampler. Well, yeah, it was the 2 holidays combined. So, there was a lot that I didn't like. But, I didn't ask for a refund. She said, I'm so sorry. I'm like, Heather, it's not your fault. I will just, from now on, now that I know, I will go to Heather's shop when she is open and just individually pick the scents that I like. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do the sampler. I mean, and that's not even saying I'm not going to do another Streetman sampler, because come, the summer months, hey, when everything's tropical and whatever, which I love, I'm all down. So, yes, I will order another Streetman sampler. But, my best bet right now during the holidays and stuff like that is probably just go to her website and just order my individual scents that I know that I like. It was open communication. It was great. It was fine. She apologized. I'm like, why are you apologizing? There's nothing to apologize for. It's not your fault. You know what I mean? The first one, hey, it was a holiday sampler. Well, what the hell did I expect? And I did not like everything. There was quite a few that I liked. So to me, hey, win. I win. You know what I mean? Like, it was a great price and a great sampler, and I win. And so there were, 4 or 5 that I didn't like. Pass them on. Not a big deal, The second one, like I said, was a misunderstanding, on my part. She explained it to me. Oh, okay. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I misunderstood. Okay. So, you know what? That's not an issue either. But she didn't message me and go, oh my God, you hated all my stuff. I can't believe it. No, you called it a dud, blah, 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 whatever. That's where I have the issue, okay? As vendors need to be professional, okay? Not to say the customer's always right, because there are pain in the ass customers, and I know sometimes I get impatient about things, or I forget what I've ordered. Like, I order so much wax that I'm like, well, gee, I paid on such a, where the hell is my wax? Like, I don't say it that way, but I'm like, hey, dear, my waxes, and they'll be like, if you go on the website, it says, 20 days. My TAT time is 20 days. Oh, okay. Now, I can't remember everyone's TAT times. I can't remember, so, hey, okay, that's the end. Oh, great. Thank you very much. Good to know. End of conversation. It's the vendors that take things way too personally and then decide they're going to contact everybody individually, any customer they have, anybody they know, and go, oh, Chris didn't like my wax, she called it a dud. Not what I said. That one piece that I received in a D-stash that I also said, hey, it was in a D-stash, who knows, you know what I mean? We all know D-stash wax is hit or miss, that one piece was a dud. I'm not saying your whole line is a dud. I'm not saying you're a dud as a vendor, and I know that some vendors are very, sensitive. That's fine. I mean, you can be sensitive. I think you're in the wrong business if you're sensitive. And if you expect everybody on the face of the planet to love your wax, you're definitely in the wrong business. Absolutely 100% in the wrong business, because that is not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. There's vendors that I absolutely love that people are like, oh, they're awful. Hate it. Got nothing. Whatever the reasons are. What am I going to argue? I'm not going to argue with anybody about it. I mean, I can think to myself, okay, I think you're a little cuckoo, but, and that's just as, I'm just saying that as, I love the majority of everybody in the wax community. I really do. I have so many friends in the wax community, and especially my subbies. I love you guys. So, but I've had people say, oh yeah, I tried this and I didn't really get much throw. And most of the time I say, you know what, let it cure a little longer, because, or try a different scent, because I really find that hard to believe. Not calling you a liar. I would never call anybody a liar. That's not, that would be like people calling me a liar because I said, oh, I didn't, I don't like this company. And I know I'm on the board. I know that people are like, oh my God, ah, like angels sing when we melt this wax. That's fine. Doesn't mean it has to be for me. But vendors need to keep a very professional attitude. And there's been a few, and recently, that have not. And I find it very, very disturbing when you, as a vendor, are contributing to the wax drama. Like, we don't have enough of it with the customers in the wax community. Okay? Now, when the vendors are starting the wax drama and saying that I said something, when they're telling other people, well, Chris said this about my wax, you know what? I got an issue. I have an issue because it's not true. Not true. Okay? Absolute bold-faced lie. Okay? Or anybody else that doesn't like their wax or didn't have a good experience or whatever, then they're going to go across, private message all these people. And if you think that it's not going to get back to the customer, it's going to. So be very careful what you say, okay? Because it will get back to the customer. Just like if I was going to bash a vendor, it's going to get back to the customer. I have not once bashed a vendor. Have not done it. People will ask me, people come to me every day, what do you think of so-and-so? You know what, I didn't have much luck. Then it's up to them. If they still want to place an order, and then if they do and come back to me and go, oh my God, Chris, I can't believe you didn't have any luck. I love this vendor. Awesome. I am so happy for them. Great. You didn't waste money. You love the wax. I mean, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear the positives. I want everybody to be happy. But do not ever turn around and pump me for information and then go to other people and say, well, Chris said da-da-da-da-da-da. Because you know what? I got it all. I got the whole combo, okay? And I'm not a dum-dum. So I know exactly what's going on, okay? Not everybody is going to like your wax. Sorry, it's the truth. If that hurts your feelings too much, you're in the wrong business, okay? And I know, like I said, some vendors are very sensitive. That's fine. But they don't turn around and go throughout the wax community saying, oh, so-and-so, blah, 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 didn't like my wax. No. Don't sell to her. Or, oh, do you have an issue with this person because this person didn't like my wax? No. Or Chris said this about my wax. No. That is the most unprofessional thing I have ever heard of in my life. Okay? And that's just grazing the surface of the situation. Okay? I could go a whole lot more into it. I just want to say, to the person or people out there that do that, be careful. Okay? Because your business, before you know it, will be in the tubes. It'll be closed. You won't have a business because you will have no more customers. Because if you think it doesn't get around, and if you think people don't figure it out and figure out what you're doing, they do. Okay? So treat your customers with respect. Okay? And it goes the same for customers. Treat your vendors with respect. Okay? But for a vendor to be acting like a wax drama queen on the boards or through private message, is absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable to turn around and say, oh, so-and-so said this about my wax, and then don't buy from her. So-and-so said this about my wax, don't buy from her. Don't sell to her. She's a problem. She's this, she's that. Don't try to blackball your customers. Are you crazy? Really? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's just something that I had to get off my chest, okay? And like you guys know, I just shoot from the hip. And this has been going on for a couple weeks now, week and a half, and I've been holding it in and holding it and holding it, and it's gotten to the point where enough already. Enough. Stop. Okay? You're making the situation worse. You might think you're helping your business. You're not helping your business. Okay? You're making the situation worse. So, anyway, that is my rant. I'm going to leave it at that. Like I said, that's the tip of the iceberg. I could go more into detail about customer service. Okay. In fact, I think I will. I will go more into detail about customer service. Okay. And you guys can like post below and let me know what you think. You know. Okay. So as an example, if you bought from a vendor and you weren't having any luck with it, and they said, "Oh, okay, it's a bad batch." Okay. Send me back the wax. I will melt it down and add more fragrance oil and send it back to you. Does anybody else find something wrong with that? Anybody? Doesn't work that way. I don't make wax, but it doesn't work that way. If it was that easy, we would all be making wax. Every company wax vendor out there would be out of business because that's what we would be doing. We would be melting down wax, adding fragrance oil, or remelting, oh my God, we'd never run out of wax. Can you imagine? We would just pop our, we put our freezers or tarts in the freezer or bowls in the freezer, pop out the wax, melt it down, add more fragrance oil, and we'd have a whole new tart. This tart could be going for years because it doesn't work that way. And anybody who's anybody knows that. But you catch on to newbies in the wax community who don't know any better and say, hey, we'll try that one. Give that one a shot. See if they fall for that one. And then when, that doesn't fly, okay, let's blackball this customer. Let's talk crap across all the boards and through PMs and all this other stuff. Absolutely not. Doesn't work that way. Sorry. 100% wrong. Absolutely unacceptable. 100% wrong. Worst customer service I've ever heard of in my life. Okay? I'm not going to say that per se customer is not a pain in the ass. I don't know. I'm not going to say that. I don't know. But for an answer to be, send the wax back, I will remelt it. I'll melt it back down because it's too expensive for me to resend you everything or to throw away that wax. And who knows what's going to happen to that wax once that vendor gets it back. If the person had said, oh, okay, I'll do that, but I really don't want, I don't really want you, I don't want you to remelt it or whatever. You could send back the same wax. How would that person know? It's just astounding to me. It's astounding, okay? And that's just the icing on the cake. That's the icing on the cake. The thing that really bothers me the most is because my professional vendors that watch my channel will tell me right below, they will sound off and tell me, is it acceptable? Julia, tell me, is it acceptable? I may, tell me, is it acceptable? Yuri, tell me if it's acceptable. Cody, oh God, what other vendors watch my channel? Brandy, oh my God, I could just go through the list. Please tell me below, is it acceptable to ask a customer for the wax back so that you can remelt it down and add more fragrance oil and then you will send it to them? please tell me. Please post it below. If I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that that is good customer service and that it's acceptable. Please tell me. That's all I got to say for tonight, guys. Like I said, I needed to digest all this and just kind of, chill out on the whole subject. And I really don't want PMs. Please don't PM me, guys, asking who this was or, well, who have you talked to and who have you talked to. And if you send people my way, your little spies my way, as far as, oh, have you tried so-and-so? I think they're wonderful. Just to get me and get my goat and whatever, so you have more proof that I'm bashing. I'm not bashing. I'm going to tell that person and the next person and the next person my experience in my do's and don'ts video with your wax. It's going to be the same story. I tried this scent. I melted it twice to see if it was better, in different warmers, see if it was better the second time around. I wasn't impressed. That's my story. Case closed. I'm sticking to it. Okay? So, enough. Stop. And to my subbies, please don't. Please, 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 I'm begging you. I'm begging you. It's the holiday season. There's been so much going on. I just lost my cousin. It'll be 2 years on the 15th. Last month was her birthday. It's been an emotional roller coaster for me. Please do not contact me and be like, oh, who was this? Who said this? What vendor is this? No. Because you're not getting information from me. I'm not naming names. This person knows who they are. And that's all I have to say. Okay? So, that's the main point of this rant. But going back, there are other vendors, very well-known vendors, that I have not gotten good customer service with, who people rave about. And will I buy from them again? Depending on the type of response that I got, probably not. And then again, I'm going to mention just Heather Streetman as an example. Did I love everything she sent me? No, I didn't. But will I purchase from her again? Absolutely, 100%. Because there were no issues there. It was not drama. She didn't go across the boards and tell everybody she knew, oh, Chris didn't like this or Chris didn't like that, and then, blah, blah, blah. Because she's a professional. Okay? If you're not a professional, you have no business being in business. You just have no business being in business. I'm sorry, you don't. So, you know who you are. That's all I have to say. I'm not answering PMs. If you guys PM me and ask me who it is, I'm not telling you. I'm not mentioning it. If you want to use this video as like I was bashing you, no. Like I had said, there's other vendors I've had issues with too. Who give me non-answers or non-solutions to a problem. Do I go around and bash them? No, I don't. You don't even know about it. You know the experience, but you don't know who they are. Because I don't name names. I'm not like that. I just say, okay, this vendor's probably not for me. We'll probably not order from again. That's all. Anyway, I'm done. 45 minutes later, I'm done. I hope you guys get my point. Like I said, this is not a vendor bashing video. I just want to explain, especially to the new vendors out there. But it also applies to veteran vendors. Unfortunately, it does, because I've had that experience too. Be professional. Just be professional. Try your best to remedy the situation. And not by saying, send the wax back and I'll melt it down and add fragrance oil. Please, I do want comments from vendors about that, if that is acceptable. Because I know it's not. Okay? I know it's not. I'll remelt that wax and add more fragrance oil and send it back to you. and then have it solidify again and send it back to you. Never in my year and a half have I heard that. That's a first. But like I said, and customers too. Like you guys have responsibilities too. You have to be nice. You have to be, but to bully people and to refuse refunds and to say, I'm not going to sell to this person again, and to, because of your mistake, I don't get it. Don't get it. You don't like honesty? Sorry. I like to be honest, and the vendors, like I said, the majority of the vendors that I have been in contact with love my honesty because it helps them grow as a business. You're not perfect. Your wax is not perfect. Nobody is perfect. Okay? I'm not perfect. Vendors aren't perfect. There will be bad batches. There will be mishaps. It happens. And it needs to be directed and rectified in a nice, professional way. That's all I have to say. So you guys have a great night. And like I said, the only posts that I want below are from my vendors. Please tell me if you find that acceptable. Please. Because if I'm wrong, like I said, again, I'll eat my words. But, I just... And it's not even, like I said, it's not even so much that. That to me is absolutely unacceptable. That's not an acceptable answer. That's ridiculous in my mind. Absolutely mind-boggling. But it's then as a vendor, do you go along and talk crap? Oh, so-and-so? Oh, don't let her purchase your stuff. Oh, so-and-so, don't let her purchase your stuff. So-and-so, don't let her purchase your stuff. Okay, and then like I said, sending people my way, thinking, customers that you might have that, have a good rapport with you, sending them my way to quiz me. I'm not dumb. I can put 2 and 2 together. 2 and 2 makes 4. I can figure it out. I'm not a dodo. So, what you're doing is just, it's hideous. As far as I'm concerned, it's hideous. So anyway, I love you guys. I really hope everyone has and even this person who knows who she is and knows who, that what I'm saying, I want you to succeed. I don't want vendors to flop, but you're just making matters worse for yourself. So my suggestion is just quit while you're ahead. Just quit. Like, stop. So anyway, I really wish all of you a happy holiday, a Merry Christmas. Enjoy it with your families. Enjoy your wax. Just hold your kids tight and concentrate on the important stuff. Stop the bashing. Just stop. It's if everybody treated everybody with just a smidge more kindness, a smidge more respect, a smidge more compassion, the world would be a better place. I mean, everybody, think of us, all of us as a community, if we all just took that one extra step and just became just a smidge nicer or a smidge, more compassionate or whatever. Just think of how wonderful the world would be. And that's not just speaking in the wax community. That's just in general. So especially during the holiday season. So I really do wish all you guys, I love you all. I love all my subbies. Even the vendors that I'm speaking of, I love everybody. I don't dislike anybody. It's not in my nature. I don't have it. That is one of my fatal flaws, is that, you have to pound it over Chris's head. This person's not good for you. This person's not good for you. Before I get it, because it's just not. I have had so much pain and heartbreak because I'm too nice. But I'm honest. So, have a Merry Christmas, guys. I'll talk to you later. Love you all.